Dear all, my name is Julia Metic. I'm a PhD researcher from Technical University of Denmark, and I would like to welcome you to the presentation of our poster on causal loop modeling of rebound effects and its mechanisms due to product service systems implementation on example of clothing rental. The premise of fast fashion and increasing clothing underutilization, as seen in Figure 1, leads to higher production of clothes which systematically last less than their technical lifespan. Product service systems are seen as possible solutions to this problem with the potential to reduce environmental impact when compared to linear model of ownership. In this paper, we use example of use-oriented PSS clothing solutions, which aims to increase utilization across several users in exchange for a fee, while retaining ownership of actual item. However, renting clothes, even though considered as a good idea, can potentially result in rebound effects, which are regarded as effects that offset the benefit of implemented improvement due to systemic and behavioral responses. Moreover, as seen in Figure 2, different mechanisms can trigger and drive total rebound across the systems. Mechanisms found across literature can be identified across actors, grouped in direct and indirect types, based on object of demand and supply, levels considering single or several actors or societal networks. Following a qualitative approach and using causal loop diagrams on the case study, the investigation aimed to answer the question, how does use-oriented PSS influence the system behavior? What are the potential rebound mechanisms triggered by it, and how to avoid potential rebounds in use-oriented PSS clothing solutions. Developed CLD represents both linear and rental business model of address based on mentioned case study. Rental model has a similar basic structure as the linear one. However, the environmental impact of the rented dress is assumed to decrease due to higher utilization of the rented dress, and it was further, of course, expanded to consider rebound effects. PSS implementation by promoting and enabling higher level of consumption in the system showed different possibilities leading to the rebound mechanisms. Total of 7 direct and indirect mechanisms was identified, as seen in the CLD and in the results area. The main detriments, such as costs and available disposable income, identified as price and income mechanisms in the paper, can potentially lead to increase in demand for renting clothes, or further on lead to additional demand for other products and services, even more resource-intensive ones, identified as respending and substitution mechanism. Further, perception of doing good could increase the attractiveness of this business model and lead to increase in overall demand for renting the clothes, which is described as direct motivational mechanisms, or lead to demand for other products and services, which is described as indirect motivational mechanism. Moreover, renting clothes does not 100% replace the linear consumption, as it doesn't fully satisfy all consumer needs, which is identified as consumption accumulation mechanism. More detail and description can be found, of course, on the poster. Overall, we argue that proper dynamic analysis and early identification of causes and effects due to implementation of use-oriented clothing PSS solution is essential for early identification and mitigation of rebounds. This paper is stepping stone towards the development of an approach which could possibly achieve that. The next research step is to develop a stock and flow model to quantify the magnitude of the rebounds and its mechanisms. The quantitative analysis would help prioritize key areas to mitigate rebounds that could lead to higher overall impact and help companies and policies to address them better. Thank you.